No.
Hello friends, welcome back to Paranormal Rabbit. This morning I have something. I was going around the internet and I came across some pretty interesting and strange patterns, you would say. But have you ever noticed how many people are actually reporting UFOs right now? It's going sky high from everywhere. People are seeing things. The military is seeing things. The United States military is catching things on infrared and on cameras. Satellites are catching things. Is this just mass hysteria, or could it be something more? Keep watching and you'll find out. You ready to go down the hole? Let's go down the rabbit hole. Friends, we are standing on the edge of something we cannot fully explain, something that science refuses to fully confirm, and something the shadows seem to whisper every single night. I've seen a lot in my time of chasing the paranormal. I've stood in places where the air feels wrong, where reality feels thin, like it could tear open at any second. But what's happening right now? This feels different. This feels like everything is converging at once. There are reports surfacing of a missing scientist, Amy Eskridge, someone allegedly tied to classified research involving UFO phenomena, non-human intelligence, and theories that push the boundaries of everything we think we know about our own existence. And before she vanished, she was preparing to speak, to reveal something big, something that, according to the fragments of footage and leaked discussions, was never meant to go public through traditional scientific means. And I want you to hear this clearly, because whether you believe it or not, this pattern is what matters. She spoke about a theory that shakes the very foundation of what we call alien life. Not beings from another galaxy, but something far more unsettling and unnerving. Humans from the future, evolved, altered, transformed after a catastrophic event forcing humanity underground for thousands of years. No sunlight, no normal surface life, just survival, adaptation, mutation over time. She referenced classifications, P-47s, P-52s, names that sound more like military designations than anything biological. And the descriptions match something humanity has been reporting for decades. Tall, thin, pale eyes, almost hollow in appearance, the so-called grays. But what if they were never visitors? What if they were what we become? Now, I've been in places where people swear they've seen these entities. Not shadows, not tricks in the light, but presence. Something standing just beyond comprehension. And I'll tell you something, I've learned doing this for years, when multiple accounts start describing the same thing across different states, different countries, and different decades, you don't ignore it, you investigate it. And right now, reports are exploding. UFO sightings, orbs, structured craft, jellyfish-like anomalies moving in ways no conventional aircraft should be able to move. Georgia, Mexico, China, South America, Europe. Doesn't matter where you look anymore. The phenomenon is global, and it's accelerating. There's one report, a night in Georgia, where a family allegedly captured a glowing object hovering above tree line. At first, they thought it was a reflection, a drone, something ordinary. But then it rose, not like anything with propulsion, not like anything human. It lifted, and then it vanished at a speed no known aircraft could replicate. Now, skeptics will say balloons, drones, light distortion. But I've seen enough to know. Sometimes the explanation is only comforting because the truth is more disturbing. And then there's the deeper layer to this unfolding mystery. Ancient narratives resurfacing, references to sealed tombs near the Euphrates, entities like the Nephilim, giants, biblical accounts that speak of beings bound beneath the earth. Now, I know how that sounds. I hear it too. But here's what chills me. These stories don't disappear. They recycle. They resurface in new forms, new videos, new claims, new discoveries. Like something is trying to stay in our awareness, just beneath the surface. And while all of this is unfolding, something else is happening that cannot be ignored. Scientists disappearing. Not just one, in one country, but multiple. Different fields, different research paths, but one common thread keeps appearing in the narrative. UAP research, non-human intelligence, disclosure adjacent topics. Now, I'm not here to tell you what's true and what isn't, but I'm here to tell you when patterns form, they don't just dismiss them. You observe them, you document them, you follow them, because sometimes the truth doesn't arrive with confirmation. Sometimes it arrives through absence, through silence, through people who were about to speak and then suddenly can't. And that brings us back to Amy. In the final fragments of her recorded discussions, she spoke about releasing information in a way that couldn't be controlled. Not through traditional journals, not through institutional gatekeeping, but through mass distribution. A coordinated release across media channels. A flood of information so large it couldn't be contained. She believed the truth needed to be seen all at once. And then she vanished from the narrative. Now, let me ask you something. What kind of knowledge requires that level of urgency? What kind of information demands that level of coordination? And why does it so often seem to follow those who get closest to it into silence? Because whether you believe in government suppression, natural coincidence, or psychological misinterpretation. There is something happening here, and it's not isolated anymore. It's connected. Sightings, reports, disappearances, ancient theories resurfacing, military interest, political commentary, even discussions at higher levels suggesting that disclosure is no longer a fringe idea, but something being actively anticipated. And I've said this before in investigations like this. When something goes from dismissed to debated to discussed in public forums of power, you're no longer dealing with fiction. You're dealing with acknowledgement. And acknowledgement means something has crossed the threshold. Now, I want to be careful here, because not everything is what it seems. Some footage is misidentified, some stories are exaggerated, and some are outright fabricated. But not all of it. And the hardest part of this entire phenomenon is separating what is explainable from what is intentional.
What is that, dude?
Because there are moments captured on video that defy easy dismissal. Objects moving against wind patterns, spheres hovering without propulsion, mass sightings occurring across continents at the same time. And when you line it up, it doesn't look like random noise anymore. It looks like a signal. And the question that keeps echoing through all of this is simple. If this is not random, and this is not coincidence, then what are we actually dealing with? Because I've stood in locations where witnesses described things that shouldn't exist. And I've seen the fear in their eyes. Not confusion, not curiosity, real, absolute fear. The kind that doesn't come from misunderstanding something, but from recognizing that something is present that shouldn't be. So I'll leave you with this. Whether these phenomena are extraterrestrial, interdimensional, or future human echoes, perhaps psychological projections, or something else entirely, the pattern is no longer quiet. It's accelerating. And even if a fraction of these claims hold any weight, then we are not just witnessing random anomalies. We are witnessing a buildup, a convergence, a moment where everything we think we understand about reality starts to fracture. And when that fracture becomes visible enough for everyone to see, there's no going back to the way things were. Because once you've seen the edge of the unknown, you don't get to unsee it. This is Paranormal Rabbit, and this was our investigation.